Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live, presented by Happy Hippo Herbals. It is Monday, October 30th, 2017. It is the day before Slutoween, as we affectionately named it and dubbed it yesterday. As you guys can see, I've made a few changes to my show. Added some cool new graphics, give you guys a little more eye candy. Listen, I like big tits and I like red bikinis, so I figured, a lot of guys out there probably share my sentiment. But had a great weekend, good productive weekend. Got off to a little bit of a slow start today. Got a little bit behind. That's why I'm starting a little bit late today. But better late than never. It's good to be in today. Big time sports weekend. I'll probably get into that a little bit on a sports podcast. But let's go ahead and jump right into it here. Over the years, the red pill community, the manosphere at large, we've coined a lot of phrases that have become regular jargon amongst its purveyors and its beneficiaries. Listen, we've got a language all our own. And really, though the blue pill masses are, I guess, largely ignorant to pervasive red pill vernacular such as, the wall, cock carousel, hypergamy, etc., it would seem that a lot of these concepts are slowly beginning to make their way into the mainstream. I actually tweeted out a picture the other day from my television. I sent a screenshot of my television. I tweeted it because American Horror Story Cult showed the leader of the cult on the red pill website. So again, looks like we are starting to make our way into the masses. In terms of mainstream media. Not that we haven't been before, but it seems to be permeating a little bit more. Anyway, the most ubiquitous lingo of all, however, is the word alpha. Now, the goal of reaching the often fabled, oft-opined alpha status, that is the root of all things manosphere. It is quite literally the basis upon which most ideas in this sector originate. This is the term that most people plugged in or not are familiar with, but few actually have a clear-cut definition for it because of the broad subjectivity it's privy to. Now, women, they're unable to describe it. They can definitely feel it in their vaginas, okay, when their radars pick up the signal, but they're not really capable of putting into words what they know an alpha to be. They can either feel it or they don't. Again, Women are emotion-based. They are feelings-based. Now, men, on the other hand, we have many different definitions because there are many different types. Now, the human element is the reason for this diversity in definitions. Every once in a while, we will bounce opposing ideas off of each other, different schools of thoughts off of each other, in sort of an attempt to narrow down the definition, and that can cause a lot of these discussions to become a little bit convoluted. This is perfectly fine because we as men, we generally try to learn from each other while we're immersed in these discussions with multiple interpretations and points of view. And in the end, everyone usually comes out with a little bit more in the way of dimension as far as their own thoughts and opinion on the matter. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm not going to attempt to delve into the psychological elements of an alpha male, because quite frankly, I'm not smart enough for that level of mental gymnastics. However, I will concentrate my efforts on the different breeds of alphas and try to paint a clear picture on, their lifestyles, their motivations, and overall satisfaction with who and what they are. So I'm going to grade these guys, these archetypes, on these metrics. The first metric is going to be the PUA game level, pickup artist game level. This is going to encompass approaching, text game, shit test efficiency, social skills, escalation, closing the deal, etc., etc. The next thing is going to be the natural game level, how their lifestyle and persona naturally attracts both men and women. The next one is going to be frame. This is quite simply composure in the face of unrest. When the shit hits the fan, how cool does he is he a cool customer? Does he have the wherewithal to make the right decisions? I'm also going to grade them on congruency, who they really are behind closed doors rather than just in front of everybody else. And the last one is going to be their overall satisfaction, which is their genuine contentment as a man. Now, I'm going to grade all of these things on this scale, 5 being excellent, all the way down to 1 being little to non-existent. So it's going to be a 1 to 5 grading scale, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. So now that we have our parameters in place, let's get to it. The first alpha male that most of us are familiar with is what I have called the player. Now, players they're also known as pickup artists or PUAs. The player, gentlemen, has mastered the art of betting beautiful women. This guy tirelessly studies all of the state-of-the-art pickup techniques to maximize his sexual encounters in this toxic sexual landscape that exists in the Western Hemisphere. The player in this day and age, they seem to draw the most ire, from white knights, and of course, the fat feminists, because he has the ability to accumulate notches without much monetary or emotional investment. They don't like that. Now, the player's reputation is well deserved because he's able to swat away shit tests quickly and efficiently. He's able to escalate, moisten a girl's panties with just a few. With just a very few well-timed and well-worded text, and effortlessly escalate escalate the interaction towards sex with a brilliant mix of Kino and charm. And for those of you who don't know what Kino is, definitely Google that. That's the art of sort of push-pull touching. Anyway, the player's notch count it's much higher than most alphas because really pussy is his main goal in life. The player understands that sex is a numbers game, so this guy approaches day and night in any venue at any time to keep his pipeline full. Now, he also takes full advantage of the easy lays available on dating and hookup sites in order to minimize the dry spells. He has his carefully crafted profile, and his razor-sharp text game sets him up, and his superhero-level seduction skill knocks him down. The bottom line here is that the player is a stone-cold assassin as far as booty is concerned, and he never feels remorse for taking down a mark. The player, at the end of the day, always makes damn sure that he is on the cutting edge of the ever-changing hookup scene, and really devotes most of his time perfecting his technique. The player's mission in life is his mission in life is to tag as much tail as he can before his dick shrivels up and he kicks the bucket. And even then, he's going to be hitting on the orderlies in his nursing home until he dies. So let's go ahead and grade the player. The PUA game level for the player is obviously going to be a 5. Again, guys, the player is a professional pussy pirate who plunders his way to massive amounts of pussy. His PUA game is airtight, which obviously translates to plenty of lays. His natural game, however, I put that at a 3.5. Now, while the player's confidence and charisma gets him plenty of action with the ladies and draws the adoration of men, being around someone who lives for pussy and talks about it all the time while fun and educational, it can get a little bit old. It can grow tired. It can grow very tiresome. Being one-dimensional in this manner can wear thin on both men and women. Now, as far as frame is concerned, players can maintain frames within the bounds of a pickup set, but they're not usually as stoic when confronted with real-life strife. Staying cool during a pickup set is one thing, but keeping your wits about you in a volatile situation not involving picking up women, getting phone numbers, or trying to get the lay, that's quite another. Congruency-wise, now, the player's solid game certainly makes him look like an alpha within the context of a one-night stand or a hookup, but no one really knows who the hell he is when the lights come back on, and a lot of times neither does he. And listen, I've been in this phase before. The overall commitment, the overall contentment, the overall satisfaction of a player is at a 3.5. Online pickup artists a lot of time preach outcome independence from set to set, from pickup to pickup, which is great advice. What that means is that you talk to a girl without the sole intention of fucking her. If you see she's given indicators of interest, then you escalate it further, but you never approach a woman and say, I'm going to fuck this girl. No, that's a girl that I would like to get to know. She looks good. I could see myself fucking her. Let me go over there and strike up conversation and see what happens. If anything happens, great. If it doesn't, life goes on. But when players hit a slump, which is it's a mathematical inevitability that no matter how much pussy you get, you're going to hit a slump. The player's self-worth takes a sharp dive, which ultimately leads to lowering their standards. They often resort banging fatties from time to time to shake themselves free of that sexual stagnation and get back on the saddle. That doesn't do their self-esteem any favors either, guys. This is the main consequence of making pussy their sole source of validation in their lives. A player's morale is only high so long as he's slaying sluts on the regular. TSR Live is brought to you by Happy Hippo Herbals, home of the highest quality kratom on the planet. Today I started doing combo strains because I remember a conversation I had way back when with the owner Chris when he told me that mixing strains together, sometimes 2 or 3 strains together, can yield some pretty solid results. So today I mixed Malaysian Super Green and Mang Da White, which are Elite Hippo and Rockstar Hippo respectively. There they are on your screen. And the first thing I noticed is that it lasted a lot longer. I usually take a dose right when I wake up, and then I take another one at lunchtime. But I mean, I felt the effects about an hour. I mean, I stopped feeling the effects about an hour or so ago. So go to happyhippoherbals.com and try Happy Hippo Kratom today. Let's hit the chat and see who we've got in the house today. All right, let me scroll all the way back up. Very nice. Okay. All right. Nigel Diggs says, hell yeah. Good to see you in here. Shout out to you. Spider, shout out to you as well. Darren Brown says, it's about time I catch you live. Shit, what's up, fellas? Yeah, what's going on, DB? Yeah, I'm on a little late today. So, you know, a lot of you latecomers are going to get to see the show live. Unseen Extreme. Shout out to you. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Jamaican Peppa, good to see you in here. Charles Merchant, C-Merch, my brother from another mother down in the 702. I thought, what is it, like 76 down there in Vegas right now? God damn, I miss Vegas. Ooh, I miss Vegas. Freelance, always good to see you. One of the mods I have in here. Anti-Gravity 74, shout out to you. Excalibur, cool intro. Yeah, I decided to upgrade the intro, and I work hard on this stuff, man. I'm trying to give I'm always looking to upgrade the show. I'm always looking to improve things. I don't want part of my personality is that I never ever want to stagnate. I never want to feel like I'm stagnating. So by the same token, I try not to overdo it. So I worked hard on the intro and the new graphics and everything this weekend, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Jamaican Peppa says boobies. Yes, listen, I love big tits and I love red bikinis. My girl has big tits, and she has a red bikini. So that's probably where that's definitely where that comes from. Kobe Anthony, good to see you in here. Deep 1985, what's going on? Says in the says he loves the tits on that chick. Yep, so do I. Mr. Old School Writer says them tits. Yeah, listen, man, I knew the tits would be a big hit. Listen, we all like tits, right? We all like tits and red bikinis. Do what Freelance says, guys. Be sure to like the video as you come into the chat. Like the video. Try to increase the profile of the show as usual. Mr. Old School Writer says, them damn Eagles are going to the bowl versus the Chiefs. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, man. Listen, I'm not that typical Philly sports fan that's like, wait and see. Nah. The Eagles are one of the best teams in football, if not the best teams in football. If not the best team in football. I think we're the most balanced team in football. I can't start talking Super Bowl yet until the divisional playoffs, but good looking out there. Shout out to Ant James, $2 super chat. Appreciate that, brother. He says, I appreciate the game you give. Absolutely. Listen, man, like I said, I love doing what I do. I love bringing the knowledge to you guys, and I love bringing you guys this show every day, so I appreciate the support. Kevin Samuels in the house. Guys, follow Kevin Samuels on Twitter. At Kevin R. Samuels. Hit his website by Kevin Samuels. This, again, KS is the foremost expert on getting your thread game tight. If you want to know how to dress to impress the ladies and other people around you, KS is going to get you right. Good to see you in here, Kevin. Shout out to you. Lewis Key. Shout out to you, my friend. $5 super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Kevin Samuel says, loving those boobs. Man, I'm telling you, boobs are always a hit. Boobs are always a hit. You better fucking believe it. Right. KS. Kevin Samuels says, just working listening to Professor Donovan. Yeah, I've got a few nicknames. I've got Professor Donovan, Uncle Donovan. I was called Deacon Donovan in O'Shea's chat yesterday. Preacher Donovan, Pastor Donovan. It's all the same. Jamaica Peppa said, just got in. Tired, productive day. listen, guys, I gotta level with you. I'm running on E, man. Oh God, I didn't really sleep that well last night. One of my dogs had a bit of a stomach bug yesterday, so we've been dealing with that. So, but you know, hey, whatever, man. This is part of the gig. Part of the gig. The Nightman says, because of Western feminism, the player might go extinct. The Midwest is killing me right now. Bro, you need to go west. If you're on a vacation, go to Vegas. You'll break out of that slump without even trying. Straight up. Jamaican Peppa, shout out to you, my friend. $10 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. He says, appreciate the knowledge, Donovan. Again, you guys are more than welcome. Like I said, man, I love doing the show, man. I like working on it. And I worked on it all weekend, worked on it most of today. I had other stuff to do today, but I love the grind, man. I really, really do like the grind. So I appreciate the support, you guys. Thank you. Ezekiel Almeida, good subject. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Yes, my mod, Sharp Assist. Go to Happy Hippo Herbals, guys. Listen, I'm telling you. Kratom is the real deal, man. As soon as I got the show, I reached out to Chris to endorse this product. Listen, I don't just pitch it for the benefits. I pitch it, I endorse the product because I know it works. I've used it for over 3 years now. So definitely doing that. Definitely listen. And if you guys pay with Bitcoin, you get 25% off. Donnell says, appreciate the tits. Eye candy is always good. Absolutely, guys. Trust me, there's more where that came from. Believe me. I think I'll probably switch out the tits. Maybe once or twice a week. Keep it fresh. Keep it fresh. Turbattle says, congrats on 1K. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Unseam Extreme says, don't jinx it. Charles Merchant says something interesting. He says, quote, the player might become a polygamist. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Manosphere Tarleton says, found a girl who comes from a wealthy family, not a club slut. She has Instagram, but posts of family and hobbies, not drinking or partying. She does drink from time to time. Sounds like you might have a good one there. And Manosphere Tarleton, I would suggest, because I'm gonna mention this toward the end of the show. I'm releasing this weekend on Donovan's Den. I'm gonna be releasing part 1 of 3 of my Slut Tells series. So you'll definitely want to get your hands on that. This will help you to decipher whether or not the girl who seems to be a quality woman really is a quality woman. A lot of slut tells out there that most men are not aware of, and I think this is going to help you guys to help you guys, recognize these slut tells. So, yeah, listen, man. I mean, it's good that you found someone that you like. So. Dude, what? 212 says, could someone list the 5 archetypes? He hasn't named them yet. Yeah, I'll go down the list little by little. The first one was a player. We'll get to we're gonna get to the other ones here shortly too. Kobe Anthony says, hey, Donovan Sharp, does Plan B work more effective if you use it before sex? No. And I assume you're talking about the Plan B pill. No. If you raw dog a chick and if you raw dog a chick, just make sure to have Plan B on hand, and the best way to do it is to take it the next morning. I don't know how accurate that is, but I know that most women when they go to the club, you raw dog a chick and they're like, oh god, I got to get to Walmart or Target or CVS, I got to get a Plan B pill. Most girls don't think about getting a Plan B pill until after the fact. Girls aren't planners. They're very impulsive. They see a guy they want to fuck. I don't care if he has a condom. I'll let him nut all in me. I don't care. Then they wake up the next day. They're like, oh shit, he didn't use a condom and I'm ovulating. So in order to keep from getting pregnant, now let's do something about it. Yeah, yeah. Do some research on that. So. Turbattle says that a woman accuses Neil deGrasse Tyson of rape. Listen, man. The trendy thing to do these days, and it all started, I guess, with Bill Cosby. And he seems to be guilty, but I don't know. But yeah, the end thing to do the last few months is to accuse celebrities and rich men of either sexual assault, sexual harassment, or rape. Like, these men are being taken down because a guy hit on them. Oh, he grabbed my ass, or he called me toots. Listen, you don't even have to have proof. All you have to do is say, he sexually harassed me, he raped me, and everyone assumes that you're guilty till proven innocent. So, Oh, Banastri Tarleton says she cooks too. There you go. That's a plus. Yeah, I can't be with a woman who can't cook. Can't do it. He says, I'm catching feelings, but I don't want it to cloud my judgment. Listen, your feelings are going to cloud your judgment. This is why you need TSR Live with Donovan Sharp every day, to keep you on your game. And listen, you need to subscribe to Donovan's Den, man. That shit will keep you sharp. Listen, when feelings are involved, the chemistry changes. We all know that. But as long as you have an outside influence, you'll stay at least close to your game. It's not easy to do, but it can be done. Donnell says, I make him take that shit that night. Says, here, baby girl, take that plan B. Now bend that ass over. Good shit. Felon Bullet says, whoa, I lost him. Hang on a second. Felon Bullet says, first time here on a live show. Awesome. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Good to have you in here. I usually start between 5:30 and 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 to 3 o'clock Pacific. But today I got a little bit behind, getting off to a little bit of a late start. Had a full schedule. Didn't get much sleep last night, so good to have you in here, man. ACK says, Tig old biddies, love the red bikini gif. Yeah, goddamn right. Freelance says, these broads party, fucking get high all the time, then they cry rape due to regret. Yeah, this is what they do, man. This is what they do. Dude, what? 212 says, Donovan, have you noticed common features, characteristics in the women who are naturally attracted to you? No. I mean, no, not really. Not really. I mean, all races of women are attracted to me. I mean, I've been hit on by Indian chicks, Asian chicks. I've never fucked an Indian chick and I've never fucked an Asian chick. But yeah, I've been flirted with by those kinds of chicks. White girls like me. Black girls look at me. It's, this is just how it is. It's just how it is. Okay, let's move on to our next alpha, to the next number 2 in our alpha archetype. The next one is the hobbyist. Now, the hobbyist is a man who, by default, does not put pussy on a pedestal because that pedestal is already occupied by his obsession, which is to master his chosen craft. He has little time for watching sports, playing video games, or mindless fucking social media scouring because he enjoys doing things that require him to actually get off his ass and out of the house. The hobbyist regularly engages in things such as hunting, building, working on cars, practicing a martial art, or anything that requires physical exertion, dedication, and or attention to detail. Now, because his shtick often requires long periods of isolation and seldom involves interaction with the opposite sex on a social or interpersonal level, pickup game is not necessarily the hobbyist's strong suit. However, even still, men are naturally drawn to men who are deeply involved in masculine activity. This is what gets the hobbyist more than his share of female attention. And because he devotes more of his time to his passion than he does, pandering to women and chasing pussy, they tend to stick around for a little while. Now, like any other man, the hobbyist does love women and the sexual benefits they offer him. But if given the choice between fucking his female, fucking a fuck buddy or finishing a paint job on a 67 Mustang he's restoring, he's going to choose the latter more often than not. This is exactly what keeps his women hot for him. Now, grade-wise, the PUA game level of the hobbyist is a 2.5. Now, he possesses a minimal working knowledge of certain tenets of basic game, so he's not completely ignorant when it comes to dealing with girls. But he doesn't overly concern himself with things like text game or how to deal with shit tests because he just doesn't have the time, guys. Most of his time is spent maybe cleaning his guns or making sure his camp gear is in tip-top shape for his next outdoor excursion. The hobbyist's natural game level is a 4. Now, as I said before, women love being in the presence of rugged men who spend little time on their couches. The fact that he often chooses his hobby over his girl, works as a natural shit test repellent, making her all the more clingy. Listen, further, men who share hobbies have a way of finding each other, so the hobbyist has no trouble attracting both men and women into his world. Now, as far as frame is concerned, I put this at a 4.5. Listen, guys, getting out of the house on the regular will physically and mentally test a man in many different ways. Surviving and ultimately thriving in these situations will temper him like steel, and this results in near unshakable poise. Trust me, especially when you're talking about hunters, campers, and fishers. Now, as far as congruency is concerned, I put this at a rock solid 5. Guys, listen, you can't fake the funk in this neck of the woods, all right? Posers and wannabes are quickly exposed and discarded. You can't say, yeah, I like to hunt and fish. You're gonna fucking kill somebody if you're not really like that. The hobbyist is the genuine article, and his audience has no bearing on who he is. The hobbyist's overall satisfaction is a 4.5. He's very satisfied with his life, guys. His morale is always high because women take a backseat to the adventure he seeks. He puts women in the backseat. He certainly knows that with a little more game, that would give him a bump in sexual market value, and he'd certainly like to have more game, but it's not a priority. Game to the hobbyist is more of a luxury than a necessity as far as he's concerned, and he's good with that. The next one is the asshole. Now, the asshole is often referred to as a douchebag or a meathead. The asshole is a brash, selfish, cocky son of a bitch, guys. Listen, the asshole is a ballbuster extraordinaire and never hesitates to loudly call girls out on their bullshit as soon as he sniffs it out. He's got sort of a jerk boy. His jerk boy game relies heavily on negging, teasing, amogging, which is the alpha male of the group, the biggest, loudest, most boisterous guy of the group, all of which are highly effective. This guy scores pussy at a high rate because, as we all know, chicks can't get enough of assholes. Now, though the asshole doesn't live for pussy to the degree that the player does, the disparity isn't really that wide. If he sees a girl he likes, he'll walk right up and strike up conversation, and he will make no bones about what he's angling for. He doesn't try the in-PUA game. He doesn't try pickup lines. He just walks up, introduces himself. Hi, I'm Donovan. You look good. Or hi, I'm Donovan. You've got nice tits, or whatever. Now, his abundance mentality has made him immune to rejection, guys. Getting blown out or rejected by girls, that shit doesn't faze him in the least because, after all, there's other bitches out there, bro. Now, grade-wise, the asshole's PUA game level is a 4. Obviously, this guy runs asshole game to perfection. Plus, again, like I said, his non-existent approach anxiety gives him more swings at the piñata, which gives him a substantial advantage in the field. Now, when girls sense that he doesn't give a shit one way or the other, they drop their panties almost involuntarily. It's amazing how this works. Now, the natural game level, I put at a 3. The asshole can be very difficult to be around at times. As men, we give each other shit as a matter of habit, but guys that fit this archetype, they often don't know when to turn it off. He's also notoriously hot-tempered, which can bring about a lot of unwanted trouble. This is the guy that gets into a lot of bar fights, scuffles, pushing matches, shoves, etc. Now, frame, I put it at 2. Put simply, a man who lets his emotions get the better of him is a man who's got some growing up to do. That's all there is to it. And listen, I count myself in that camp. I mean, I'm not gonna run from that. Congruency. I put this at a 4.5. Listen, the asshole is the same around men and women. All right, similar to the hobbyist, his audience rarely affects his behavior. Overall satisfaction, I put it at 4. The asshole is pretty happy with who he is, and if you don't believe me, just ask him. Even though his impetuous personality can alienate himself from men other than his inner circle, which of course he gives zero fucks about, his act is a surefire vagina vacuum, guys. And listen, guys, as long as girls continue to reward his cocksure attitude, he's not changing for anyone, nor should he. Guys, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. Add me on Facebook. Just do a search for Donovan Sharp. And if you want me to add you on Facebook, send me a friend request and then send me a message request. I need to make sure that you're not a bot. I need to make sure you're a real person. I get a lot of friend requests from a guy named like Gary Sanchez, and it's like a hot chick. So obviously, if you guys want to add me on Facebook, be sure to send me a message request so I can establish some sort of contact, so that I know that you are a real person indeed. If you guys want to listen to all past episodes of The Sharp Reality TSR Live, they are available on SoundCloud, iTunes, the Google Play app on your mobile device, Stitcher, and of course right here on YouTube. For all things Donovan Sharp, be sure to visit donovansharp.com where you will get access to all episodes of TSR, as well as links to my archive on Return of Kings and NegroManosphere.com. Guys, between the two sites, I have almost 150 articles posted over a 4-year period. So be sure to check those out if you're looking for a supplement to the show. Also, be sure to check out the Podpics section on my website if you want to see text exchanges I've had with various women over the years. Some pretty good stuff in there. Let's go ahead and check the chat again here, see what we got going on. Fly Guy says, R.I.P. House of Cards. You know, I saw something about Kevin Spacey. I didn't read it. I saw a headline. I think my girl might have sent it to me. But I'll have to do some research on that. Oh no, but Astrid Tarleton says, dude, I'm slipping. I called her babe and blew up my harem. Yeah, you gotta watch that. You gotta watch that. Dude Watt 212 says, I am trying to learn and reflect on what are the common characteristics of the common women I naturally attract by attraction archetype of sorts. Yeah, it's good to know where your sweet spot is with women. Early on in game, I didn't realize how drawn white girls were to me. You know, these, I mean, dude, I'm 6'1", at the time I was 240 something pounds. I got these I've got these tattoos or whatever, and I talk like a white guy. So right out of the gate, I'm a little bit intriguing and interesting. And as soon as I see that little bit of intrigue, I walk right up, introduce myself. Hi, my name is Donovan, and now we get to talking. So you're definitely you definitely need to you definitely need to find out what your lane is on. Logic One says, damn, I need my calculator for this. Shout out to Geek Assault. $5 super chat says, Guru here. Love the show. Congratulations on 1K. Keep spreading the truth. Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Freelance says, Donovan, the hobbyist is me, 100% with martial arts, wrestling, and fishing. Yes, you would be considered a hobbyist. See, when you do stuff like that, martial arts, wrestling, and fishing, dude, you don't have time to be chasing pussy all the goddamn time. That's just how it is. Black Kid with Glasses. Shout out to you, my friend. $5 super chat. Appreciate the support. Jamaican Pepe says, cars and guns for me. Yeah, listen, cars and guns trumps pussy all day long. All day long. Man, I've got a bit of a neck thing going on here. Woo. All right. All right. Donnell says, just follow me on Instagram. He says, I eat good. He said, you eat good, fam. Good shit. Yeah, listen, if you guys want to see, and this is the thing, man. I get people, and listen, I can't say I blame guys for, I don't want to call it shit testing, but listen, man, like, you know, I've got a pretty sizable influence. You know, a lot of guys, you know, respect my opinion, but we all know that there are a lot of guys who are bullshitters out there. You know, they say, oh yeah, I fucked these bitches and did that and this and that and the other. And then when it comes down to it, they ain't shit. Well, or they'll say, my bitch has to know how to cook. Listen, me too. My bitch has to know how to cook. And to prove to you guys that I really am the genuine article, I post pictures of the shit that my woman cooks for me. Listen, I posted pictures of my girl. You know, I post pictures of me and my girl all the time. You guys can see that she is a beautiful, attractive white girl. A lot of black guys out there talk about, all I do is fuck white girls, but then have a baby mama named Boquisha back at the house and don't fuck nothing but black bitches. Like, I don't just talk about it, guys. Like, this is who I am. This is absolute. Listen, I mean, I don't have to tell you. I'm 100% congruent through and through. And if you don't ask me, talk to my girl. I also talk about weight loss. I talk about physical fitness. Well, guess what? I've been fat before. I've shown you guys that. I've shown you guys before and after pictures of the bitches that I used to hit on and the bitches I hit on now. This is just how it is. So it's good for you guys to know that, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about, but he's speaking from personal experience. Like I said, a lot of guys out there, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. So I don't do it to get approval or validation. I just want you guys to know that this is really who I am. So, like I said, go to Podpics, follow me on Instagram, look at my pictures. If there's any doubt, if there's any doubt in your mind as to who I am or what I do or what I know, check out my archive on Returning Kings. Check out my archive on NegroManosphere.com, man. I know my shit. I know what I'm talking about, and I've been living this life for going on 9 years now. All right, let's continue with the next alpha. The next one is the Conqueror. One word describes the Conqueror's purpose in life, and that word is victory. This particular alpha enjoys the thrill of overcoming challenges no matter what they are, whether it's hiking the Appalachian Trail, acquiring a shit business and turning it into a cash cow, or, training a level 3 Schutzen level German Shepherd. If it's a mountain, he's got to climb it, guys. That's all there is to it. Slaying dragons is what this guy lives for, and that gives him time for little else. Now, his lifestyle reflects his unflappable focus, because his daily routine quite literally revolves around whatever his obsession is at that very moment. Now, the moment he captures that flag, he's on to the next conquest, because each triumph only feeds his insatiable desire to bring more Goliaths to their knees. The Conqueror is fiercely competitive, and his binary definition of life, which is winning and losing, is the fuel that powers his drive. Now, as far as PUA game level is concerned, I put him at 1. The Conqueror has better shit to do than to play silly little texting games or tolerate the bratty behavior of a woman for sex, alright? PUA game, okay, and I'm using air quotes, PUA game is something he has neither the time, the patience, nor the desire to learn. Now, on the flip side, he's likely to laugh at a shit test, mistaking it for a joke, which, ironically, is pretty solid game, whether he realizes it or not. Now, his natural game is a solid 5, my friend. Listen, scoring victories in life, guys, on a consistent basis requires many different traits. A high social aptitude is one of the most important. The Conqueror's ability to be socially dominant in any situation commands the respect while generating tingles with women. It turns women on. The Conqueror's natural game is far more effective than any pickup game out there, guys, believe me. As far as frame is concerned, another 5 for the Conqueror. Guys, a man who's got a few hard-fought victories under his belt has no doubt experienced much adversity on his path to all these triumphs. He has learned that keeping a level head is paramount to navigating his way through catastrophe. This comes from experience. These battles, guys, have forged him into an immovable object, making him near impossible to rattle. You can't rattle these guys. Congruency, also a 5. Listen, guys, like I said before, his mission permeates every aspect of his life, public and private. That makes his public and private demeanor symmetrical. He's the same in or out. His overall satisfaction is a 3, and a lot of you guys might be confused at that, but think about this. For all of the successful conquests, the Conqueror is never fully satisfied with his life, right? He always wants more, all right? Now, granted, he'll certainly he'll celebrate his victories briefly and enjoy the fruits of his labor on occasion, but he knows that complacency leads to mediocrity. In order for the Conqueror to keep his edge, he almost has to exist in a constant state of malcontent. The last and final alpha is the alpha provider. Gentlemen, if ever there was a male version of a unicorn, the alpha provider is it, okay? This is the one man able to fulfill both sides of a woman's dualistic imperative, which is a near impossible task in this day and age. The alpha provider brings home enough money to provide his woman the kind of lifestyle that gives her validation and comfort, as well as providing for their offspring, their children. Keeping himself in optimal physical condition assures his woman of good masculine genes, making her willing to bear as many children as he desires. Now, the fabled alpha provider, guys, he's the captain of a ship, and he has genuine respect and adoration of both his women and his children. Let me repeat that. The alpha provider has genuine respect and adoration of both his women and his children. Guys, he doesn't tolerate foolishness in his household, and he is quick to punish such shenanigans. But he is equally bountiful, whereas he rewards his woman for the nurturing of his children, her sexual loyalty, and the upkeep of his property. Now, even though it took him a while, his patience and red pill wisdom allowed him to successfully find a woman worthy to be his first mate. Now, a man such as this, trust me guys, he is the object of every female's desire, and they seldom hide it, all right? They often openly flirt with him even in the presence of his woman. Now, this is precisely what keeps his woman motivated to stay fit and feminine while keeping him sexually satisfied and his domain in pristine condition. Now, the alpha provider's PUA game level is a 1. Guys, listen, his pickup muscles have atrophied as a result of his current state, and the fact that women throw themselves at him on a regular basis is a result of his natural game level, which is a 5. A true alpha male, guys, exhibits all of the physical and mental traits that make him attractive company to either sex. This is men and women. His frame is a 4.5. Now, the one thing keeping the alpha provider away from a 5 is his children. Every man has permission to lose his shit should harm befall one of his children. Other than that, he keeps his faculties under complete control. Congruency, another 5. A man who is able to build and lead a strong nuclear family in today's world is incapable of being a beta bitch boy outside of the confines of his castle, guys. Listen, the alpha provider is an alpha male through and through, regardless of his environment. His overall satisfaction, you guessed it, it is an absolute 5. Having reached the pinnacle of life, the alpha provider literally has all he naturally desires. Now, he doesn't need it, but he naturally desires this. He gets this stuff out of life. He's got a dutiful woman willing to embrace traditional sex roles. He has children to pass on his legacy. He has enough money for the upkeep of his investment and the satisfaction that comes with accomplishing this increasingly difficult feat. A man like this, guys, he truly has it all. Now, I'm sure these particular alphas leave much for debate. And as always, I strongly encourage you guys to voice your opinion and input. But no matter what you agree or disagree with, one cannot deny the one trait that every one of these alphas has in common. They do what they want, how and when they want, and without apology. They are unafraid to be who they are. And they take what they know to be rightfully theirs, be it money, women, accomplishment, or anything else that elevates their lives as men. Now, we all have a little bit of every alpha type in us. Now, personally, I have a strong dose of hobbyist with a dash of player and asshole if the situation calls for it. I'll also readily admit that I love to be the alpha provider that we all dream about. And listen, I'd bet my savings that better than 9 out of 10 men here would probably too if the opportunity presented itself. Listen, guys, the truth is that we're all hardwired to want a wife and kids, and I'm willing to concede that even though this country's women have jaded me to the point to where I've all but given up on that dream, I'll be honest with you guys, my hard drive hasn't been completely wiped of its original programming, and men who are honest with themselves would probably agree. Plenty of ways to contribute to TSR Live. Obviously, we've had several people contribute via Super Chat, and I'll give you guys another shout out here towards the end of the broadcast. You can also contribute on Patreon. I'll get into that in a minute. You can contribute if you're a little bit short on coin, no problem. Bookmark the Amazon link at the top of my homepage, donovansharp.com or thesharpreality.com. You do all your Amazon shopping through that link, and you will be contributing to the show at no cost to you. All right, that's a great way to contribute if you're low on cash. If you're a penny pincher like me, the Amazon link is a great way to do that. And of course, you can always donate via the PayPal link at the bottom of my page. Guys, whether you are looking for a jumpstart in your red pill development or you need a refresher course on living the red pill life, you need to subscribe to Donovan's Den. Guys, it's just $5 per month on Patreon. Guys, I've talked about getting over approach anxiety, dealing with shit tests, substances that can and will change your life for the better, as well as how to become attractive to beautiful women before you even learn game. This weekend, I am releasing part 1 of a 3-part series on slut tales and how to recognize them. Look, guys, we are all aware of the obvious markers of slutty females, like tattoos, body piercings, green hair. But trust me when I tell you guys, there are a shitload of slut tales that women have these days that we as men just pass off as normal female behavior. Normal characteristics or just stereotypical female habits, and the men who are aware of these things are the men who are going to avoid getting got by women that they would otherwise see as harmless typical women. To get access to these valuable videos, guys, subscribe to Donovan's Den today on Patreon. You can find the link on my website in the description of this episode, or you can go on my YouTube channel home page. Donovan's Den on Patreon, just $5 per month. And as we round third and head for home, let's take another stroll through the chat. Okay, let's see here. Get to... Right. Just, okay. Big Wute Samaj, recent Donovan's Den subscriber, says, what up, y'all? Back from travel again. Donovan, you got a PhD in this red pill shit. Straight up. Better fucking believe it. Do like Jamaican Peppa says, like the video. Do not forget to like the video. Deep 1985 says those tits are like the one you see on Eki and fan service type anime. I don't know if I pronounced Eki correctly, but yeah. Listen. I love big tits. I love fake tits. I love big fake tits in bikinis. I love big fake tits in bikinis on hot chicks. But Astrid Tarleton says, one of the hot girls I hang with from time to time filled me in on some red pill truth. Hot girls never hang with ugly guys. That is 100% correct. Listen, hot girls have a rep to maintain. They don't hang out with ugly guys. Most of the time, they don't hang out with ugly girls, but they hang out with ugly girls when they're in a quote-unquote slump. But dude, 99.9% of hot girls don't associate with women who aren't hot girls. 10s associate with 10s, man. That's all there is to it. Deep 1985 says, just followed you on Facebook. Yeah, so listen, send me a, what you call it? Good Lord, I'm blanking here. Send me a message request, and we'll establish a message, on Facebook Messenger. Donnell says, I gotta hit the supermarket after the gym tonight. Very good. KO Fitness and Coaching says, loving the topic, bruh. Appreciate that. Jamaican Peppa says, plenty of hot chicks with ugly dudes. Yep, I did an episode on that not too while ago. Wow, Felon Bullet says, people knew Kevin Spacey was gay for years. Are you serious? Oh my god, Kevin Spacey is gay? Shit, this is news to me. See, this is how busy I am, man. I just don't follow this stuff. Like, dude, I have one TV on ESPN, the other one on FS1. I do sports all day. Wow, Kevin Spacey is gay. Kaiser fucking Soze. About that shit. Surprise. Freelance Ronan, putting down the red pill knowledge, says, quote, never take dating advice from women. They are never honest and will only tell you pitfall advice to keep you in check. That is one of the many reasons you do not take dating advice from women. Dude, women shouldn't even take dating advice from women. Well said, Freelance, well said. Oh, I guess he wasn't talking about me. Damn. I thought old boy was talking about following me on Facebook. My bad. Aunt James says, I'm more of a hobbyist with my music production skills. Chicks are intrigued by creatively talented guys. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I did a show on that. God, I forgot what that episode was called. But yeah, I recently did a show that highlighted. With a man who's an A+ at one thing will fuck better looking women than a man who's a B- at everything. And creativity and talent is one of those A+ traits that that women tend to be drawn to. Ahmed Hussein says, sup Donovan, can you give me a site that teaches me game? Because I'm 18 and a complete virgin beta cuck. Yeah, donovansharp.com. You're welcome. Kobe Anthony says, wow, just found out that a woman gets hurt, and when it's robbery, instead of calling the police, she takes a selfie instead. Wow. Shit. Kevin Samuel says, music. Who makes music? I'm looking for some videos. There we go. Do a little bit of networking in here. Shout out to Eric P in the motherfucking house. Says, what up, D? I am late to the show. I'll catch the replay. Eagles win again. Dude, we played like shit yesterday, and we still won by what? 2-3 touchdowns. Shout out to you, Eric P, my friend. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate that. Let me give one last shout out to my contributors here. Shout out to my super chat contributors. Aunt James, $2. Lewis Key, $5. Appreciate that. Jamaican Peppa, the leader in the clubhouse, $10. Geek Assault, $5. Black Kid with Glasses, $5. Eric P, $5. Gentlemen, I greatly appreciate the super chat donations. And just so you guys know, man, I never, ever take any of this stuff for granted, man. I love what I do. And I really do love what I do, and I really do appreciate the support that you guys give me. I really, really, really am. Felon Bullet says, Donovan, when you get the chance on YouTube, type in female illustrates hypergamy. I would like to know your opinion on this. Okay, why not? I might check that out. That's gonna do it for this edition of TSR Live. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Be sure to add me on Facebook, Donovan Sharp. Be sure to like my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. And don't forget to bookmark the Amazon link at the top of my homepage to do all your Amazon shopping through that link to support the show at no cost to you. Thanks for watching.